Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. This is episode 2 of organizing the kitchen. I've got some hacks and fun ideas for you. If you missed episode 1, I will link that down below for you guys. I've got some great ideas in there that you might find helpful. So let's go ahead and jump in with part 2. So here on the left side of our dishwasher, we have this stack of drawers. So today I'm going to be focusing on organizing the drawers. This one here is such a nightmare because I've got all these boxes of foil and plastic wrap and bags that are just loose in here. It's not a very deep drawer, so my Ziploc bag boxes don't fit. So I had a great idea to make an organizer for this area. I've seen them on Amazon and Etsy, bamboo or wooden ones for $50, $60, $70, even $100. That's just not in my budget. And of course, you know me, if you've seen my other videos, I DIY a lot of things. So I'm going to do a DIY hack for a little organization thing to make this drawer a little bit nicer. So first I'm going to lay everything out in the drawer how I want it, and I'm going to measure it so I know how big I need to make it. Now I have this extra piece of foam board that I've had for quite a while, so I'm going to just make my measurements right on here. So I ended up making mine 16 by 16, and I'm just going to cut out that as the top piece, and then I also cut out some 2-inch wide strips for the dividers. Now I'm going to just measure how much distance I want between each category here, and then I'm going to mark these lines on my board. That way I know exactly where I need to put my dividers, and I can go ahead and measure them out. I have all of my divider markings as well as my inner rectangles that I need to be cutting out. That way I can dispense everything out of here. So now I'm just going to take a very sharp knife and I'm going to very carefully cut out these little narrow rectangles. And I did measure everything, so it just depends on the size of your drawer and the size of your things that you're going to be doing in here. But this is what I ended up coming up with. As you can see, I have all of my slots cut here. The edges are a little bit rough, but that's okay. I'm going to be covering them up so you won't really be able to see them. Now I'm going to hot glue these 2-inch strips in place here. These are the frame pieces and dividers. The drawer is very shallow, so that's why these are 2 inches. And when I got these all glued together, it actually gave this a lot of support, so it's very durable and sturdy. I left the bottom portion open, that way I can insert the bags and rolls in place easily. I'm going to cover it with some contact paper just to make it look really pretty. This one here is from Target, but you can also get it from Dollar Tree, and that would make this a super cheap, budget-friendly option. So I'm just going to cut it to size a little bit larger so it can hang over the edges, and that way it'll fold over and just kind of give those edges a nice, clean look. I'm going to cut out the middle section here. I'm going to make a triangle on each corner. That way it can just fold over nice and easily. That'll cover up my uneven cut lines. And as you can see, a very nice clean edge, and it looks so nice. Now the rest of the slots were too narrow for me to be able to fold the contact paper over, so I ended up just cutting them completely out so they're not covering up my uneven edges, but unless you look super closely, you can't really tell. Now I'm going to empty everything out of my drawer and I'm going to make sure it fits. Ideally, you would actually do that before you get this far in the process, but I did not do that. It ended up fitting just perfectly. I'm going to just slide everything in, and that's why I left the bottom open, but I do want something on the bottom here to just kind of keep everything in one place when I lift it up. I didn't have a big enough foam board to cover the entire bottom, and my drawer wasn't deep enough, so I did just cut out some smaller squares and glue them on either end of the compartments. That'll just help keep the rolls in place when I lift up the whole unit here. Now the exciting part, to get everything all organized in here. I'm going to put in my gallon-size Ziploc bags in here, and then in the smaller compartment in the back, I've got my sandwich bag size, and then I have a compartment for parchment paper. This next one here is for wax paper, and then foil and plastic wrap. It was a little tricky getting the foil and the plastic wrap in here because of the little extra square that I added to keep it in place. So I think next time I'm just going to put in a piece of ribbon and just glue that on the sides to make sure that it can stay in place but not take up any more room. I'm going to remove this cutter from my plastic wrap box and I'm going to hot glue it on here so that way I can cut the plastic wrap. I'd like to get some more of these eventually to add so I can cut the wax paper and the foil, but for now I'll just use scissors to cut the rest of them until I can get some more. And you can see how nicely this works. I love how organized this all looks. It turned out absolutely beautiful and it costed only just a few dollars. So I hope you guys will give this a try. Let me know what you think of this, and I think it just looks so nice and organized. Now moving on to the top drawer, this is our silverware drawer, and as you can see, every time we open and close this drawer, the trays slide back. Now these ones here are mesh. I love these because the crumbs just fall right through. We got them at Bed Bath & Beyond many years ago, and it just slides back. The one for our other silverware, the gray tray here, this one was from IKEA. So I found this hack from Catherine from Do It On a Dime, and I believe Liz Fenwick also did this one as well. You just take some poster putty and you put it right on there and press it down, and it will stick and not allow your silverware to go flying to the back of the drawer. I was shocked that this actually worked. I'll leave a link down below to this poster putty. I think it's the Duct Tape brand. So I put it on the rest of the trays in here. I had to remove the little foam feet and stick it on there. And after many days of this, it still is in one place. I just love this hack. Now to ultimately avoid it, you would have soft close drawers, but we don't have that. So this is a great alternative. So if you have this problem, then give this a try. So one of my favorite parts of this kitchen is this pull-out trash. Oh my goodness, this thing is not really an organizational piece, but it helps keep your trash hidden away, and it is just so nice. I did a video on this. I'll link it down below so you guys can check that out, how I did that. The last area that we are going to organize is the junk drawer, and this is the drawer right above our pull-out trash. So I am going to empty this completely out. There's receipts in here, there's cords in here, there's stuff in here that does not belong. So we're going to get this down to the bare minimum and make sure it's all nicely organized. I always like to vacuum the crumbs out of the drawer and then wipe it out with my all-purpose cleaner. That way we start with a clean slate. Now I'm just going to go through everything and kind of categorize it, figure out what actually needs to go in here and what needs to go other places. Junk drawers usually contain pens and other stuff, but I actually have this unit here that I got from Target several years ago, and I keep my pens in here, coupons, important papers, and this is actually what I keep in my pantry. I find it a little bit more accessible this way than having it in a drawer. Maybe it'll change in the future, but for now, we're just going to keep this in the pantry and continue with our junk drawer. I'm just going to reuse these bins. This one here was from the Dollar Tree, and this one was from Walmart. It's a lot sturdier, so I like it a lot better. And then this one, I have no idea, but I've had it for probably 10-15 years. So now that I've got everything here in categories, I'm going to go ahead and put it in my little bins here. Now, I didn't want to go out to the store to buy more bins for this because one, it was snowing and I didn't feel like driving in the snow or shoveling the driveway. So I just kind of did with what I had here. Maybe eventually I'll go get some more bins, but this looks so much better. Then I had a brilliant idea to see if one of my IKEA trays would work for a junk drawer. So I stole this one from the neighboring drawer and decided to put it in here, and it fit absolutely perfect. So I definitely am going to make a trip to IKEA to get another one of these because I love how this actually fits in here and it looks so much better. Well, that wraps up our organization for episode 2. Stay tuned for part 3. We'll do the rest of the kitchen. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.